Being a youth activist from young and now being a politician, so sometimes when you say something in front of the media and because there are a different kind of people in this world, so sometimes people will defy you, sometimes people will support you. How do you prepare yourself to those negative opinions?
And youth activism, how do you juggle between your studies and getting involved in politics?
Between what?
How do you juggle between your studies and getting involved in politics?
What is that? First, in terms of how you manage negative feedback and positive feedback from the audience as well as the media, the two things is that I always practice is first you have to be clear in terms of your message. What is the position that you want to take? For example, the emergency ordinance. It might be populist to say that, yes, we need it back so that we can ensure criminals are off the streets. But if you know that it does not solve the problem, you know that not only inherently it is against the liberties, civil and political, of a person, but also fails to work in ensuring criminals are kept at bay, then you have to speak out against it and try to convince others. And it's important to look into context conviction, meaning you do and you say things because it is right. But in addition to that is some homework, because you have to also study where the EO came about, whether it works in the UK, make comparison and find the statistics to back up your argument. And sometimes because of the fluid movement and a lot of things that are coming at you in terms of issues, a lot of politicians don't do their homework. Or you have very little time to do your homework. Everyone wants to hear your opinion. You know, you have to say something that is very, that will impact you. So I think it's not just about convincing others, but credibility comes into play. So whatever you say, you have to be able to back it up. You look at Rafizi's attack against the MACC. So the fact that he could basically throw it back at them is important. You know you are saying that the MACC lacks any teeth, and you have to back them up with in terms of numbers to prove your case versus to the perhaps the Hong Kong version of the same commission. Yeah. Now, in terms of the second question that was asked, how do you juggle between activism and studies? I think Rafizi is a better model for that. I was in Uni 10, University Tenaga Nasional, taking up engineering at the time. And during my summer breaks, or any break, that's the time I traveled with Elizabeth Wong, with Cynthia Gabriel from Suaram, to address and speak at various forums, whether it is universities in Japan, in England, and of course, attend the Human Rights Commission to campaign against the detention of not only Anwar Ibrahim, but all political prisoners. So I think it is not going to be easy, but of course, it is important to ensure you succeed academically. As for me, I could not get into the International Islamic University, even though my grades was good enough. My grades were good enough because they cited my father's imprisonment made me a political liability to the university. So when I finally got into a university, Uni 10, it was such an opportunity for me because you know I suffered so many rejections regardless of your results, and I wanted to make sure they could perhaps, I couldn't control the outcome of my father's imprisonment. I could not control the use or the abuse of ISA and other detention and other sort of persecution, but I can control at least how much I study and the result that I get. So I tried my very best to ensure you can do your work, but in terms of academically, it's also important to stay above average.